can't get there from here. That was the punchline of a commercial I remember when a local was being asked directions in a rural area. Well, I'm really glad to see you did get here from there. And let's talk about your transportation options. First of all, welcome. Welcome to Selkirk College. Welcome to the confluence of the Kootenay and the Columbia Rivers, a special place. We honor the lands of the Ktunaxa, Sinixt, Syilx people. I think this would have been the perfect community. And I want to just talk about how, we're going to talk about transportation and land development to see how we got here from there. But first of all, traditionally, this community would have been perfect. We had a healthy environment, which means abundant food, fresh water, clean air, and a sustainable way to manage our waste. There was shelter, and there was connection. Connection along those rivers, and by canoe, and also along the river banks where there were well-trodden paths to go and see the next community, socialize, or find food sources. Fast forward, 1800s, along came explorers, technology, settlers. Those walking paths became a great place for the railways to go over top. And more people arrived. In the early 1890s, the town sites like Nelson and Slocan and Rosslyn were all surveyed into that beautiful grid pattern that allows us for connection. Each lot has a road in front and a back lane. But get this, it would have been for the walkers and the horses, because the first car didn't arrive to Vancouver until 1899, and it would have taken some time to get here to the Kootenays. So it was 1941 that the Highway 3 came through and really opened this area up for more people, more settling. By 1950, we were an all-embracing car culture. A car in every driveway, that's what we planned for. And we've been going like that ever since. Well, hold on, stop. 2007, the carbon tax was introduced by our province and the Climate Action Charter. This was a great opportunity for communities to pause and look at the way we've been developing. We were asked to measure our carbon footprint because you can't manage what you don't measure. We were asked to act, take action, develop programs, policies, plans on how we were going to start to reduce our carbon footprint. And lead by example, start to implement some plans. Just for some little figures, if you want those, 2020 numbers, the Regional District of Central Kootenay has 62,000 people, and we had a carbon footprint of 580,000 tons of greenhouse gas. That's about 8.7 tons per person in that 1 year. How do we reduce our carbon footprint? Again, it'll look familiar. This pie here, there's 3 categories that local governments look at. Those are the waste management, which is I call healthy environment, buildings, which are the shelter, and it's transportation, the connection piece. If we drill down and look at the transportation piece, that's where in rural areas most of our emissions come from because of our lack of choices. In our rural areas, the rural component of RDCK, 67% of your emissions come from the transportation sector, and that's because you need to fill your car with gasoline or diesel. You have fewer choices. In the more urban areas, there's more connections, more opportunities to move around your community in other ways. So how did you get here? How did you come today? Maybe you live in a compact community like campus here, and you walked. 2 kilometers takes about half an hour to walk. I always say, walking puts time in my day. It's the best place to think, practice your TEDx, put time in your day. It's very good for you, walking. Or maybe you've got a good bike light and a bike, or an e-bike. That's been a game changer. You could ride, and a half-hour ride could get you to Thrums, even a little further. Perhaps you took transit, and Selkirk is a great hub for transit. And not to worry, that 99 bus, we're gonna make it. The organizers have planned for that. The organizers have also planned car share, ride share opportunities, and I hope you took advantage. Or you drove. That car, I mean, we've been planning for it, and it's awfully convenient. But for the car, you have to have a driver's license, so age. Somebody talked about the rainbow. Age, and you have to have ability. And you also have to have resources. You have to have the access to your own car and to maintain it. So how do we change behavior and work towards using other modes of transportation? It's about, an active transportation is one of the pieces of the pie. Everybody learns to walk. It's the first thing you learn. Every trip starts with a walk. You have to walk to the parking lot. You have to walk to the bike rack or school or all that. So active transportation is about trying to put the pieces together and connecting us. I'm really pleased to, in the cities, that's sidewalks and lighting, and try to start thinking about active first before you reach for those keys. I'm really pleased in our rural area that we're on this visioning team, and thank you for the design from Salida, just to think about, imagine having an active transportation route from Nelson to Castlegar, sharing the road. Think about what that might look like. Pedestrian-only Tagum Bridge. How about a safe link around those Beasley Bluffs? We can share the Shoreacre Bridge. And La Pièce de Résistance campus, a pedestrian way over the Columbia River. Let's go back home. Back to Nelson. It's 45 kilometers. 10 weeks of commuting to campus is 4,500 kilometers. That happens to be the equivalent of enough gas to fuel your vehicle for 1 ton of greenhouse gas emissions. So, how are you going to camp to campus next time? Can you walk even a bit of it, or bike, or change your mode? We can do that. We can get here from there. Thank you.